Hey, you guys, welcome to this episode of The Rachel Cruze Show. And this episode, we're going to talk about buying back your time. Yep. So for me, one of the reasons that I'm extra thrifty in certain areas of our budget is so that I can use the rest of that money to go back and buy back my time in other areas. So again, things wear out, they go out of style, but spending money on things that give me my time back with my family and eliminate stress is so valuable for me in this season of life. Now, a lot of this, you guys, it's extra, okay? So like there is a level of this that is luxury. So those of you that are, getting out of debt or you're on baby steps 1, 2, or 3, I mean, all of your emotional bandwidth and financial bandwidth is going to get through those first 3 baby steps. So continue at that. And then after that, that's when you're able to say, okay, I may have a little bit more margin in my budget because I have no payments. We have an emergency fund. So now I can look to areas of like, okay, I could pull back here or use this money here to go back and buy back your time if that's what you decide. But again, I'm saying this, I know this is a luxury, I know. But also when you work this plan for over 12 years, hopefully you should have the bandwidth to be able to do some things that you love and help you with your life. So that's what we're gonna talk about in this video. And so these are things that I personally have done to buy back my time. And the first one that I use consistently is grocery delivery. Yes, this is a luxury, I know, but I started doing this, I guess during COVID. And I realized, oh my gosh, this saves me so much time. So I use Instacart. I know there's a lot of different services out there, but for me, it worked perfect. It's the subscription. Yes, you have to pay for delivery fee, or no, the delivery fee I think is counted in the subscription, but there's a tip and they will mark up your food. So when you're buying on Instacart, it is a little bit more expensive than if you just went to the store. So there is some markup there. But again, I'd rather put my money towards that and have groceries at my doorstep versus taking all 3 of my children / sometimes terrorists / whatever you want to add in and having to do a grocery run. Like, it is so worth it. And what's fascinating on the app is it showed me at the end of this year that I actually saved $914 in 12 months from all the different deals that were going on. So it was like buy one, get one free or whatever the thing was, which is pretty awesome. And then they showed me how much time I saved, and they show how they calculated it. But I saved 162.4 hours of my life using Instacart. And I was like, it's worth it. Worth it for me right now. It was great. It was great. Okay, the second thing we do to buy back our time is we hire out yard work. So Winston mowed our yard for the first 10 years of our marriage. He always did yard work and we never paid anyone. He just did it. He was awesome at it. And then when we moved back in 2019, he sold the lawnmower. And he said, okay, I'm not going to do yard work. We will hire someone. And so that has given us 2 to 3 hours back, really a week. And we spend about $80 a week on lawn care. And selfishly, it's so nice because he'd be out doing yard work and I'd be in with the kids, and now we get Winston all Sunday. So it's great. Guys, I know we're all looking for ways to save, especially on healthcare costs. So do yourself a favor and check out Christian Healthcare Ministries. It's biblically based health cost sharing that could help keep your budget under control. So learn more today at chministries.org/budget. Okay, the next way that I buy back my time is I do have a house cleaner. It's $200 a week. Again, don't get mad at me, but that's just what it is. And they clean bathrooms and floors and do the deep cleaning, which is so nice. And honestly, it saves us 2 to 3 hours a week. And for me, it's worth it. It is. I'm like, I would take money out to eat and miscellaneous and clothes and all of it to have someone deep clean. It's so nice. Even though I've already thought in the back of my head, I'm like, because I didn't grow up like that. We had little buckets in our bathrooms with everything you needed to clean the bathroom. And I do want my girls and Charles to know how to do that. So maybe when they get older, I'm gonna ramp it back a little bit to be like, guys, you gotta clean it. You gotta learn. But as the season right now with little kids, it's so nice. All right, the fourth thing is the Target Red Card. So this is the debit card at Target, and it's great because it gives me free shipping. So whether it's clothes for the kids or we're low on paper towels, whatever it is, I can just put it on the app and use the red card and get some savings, and it ships to my door. And it's awesome. It's great. Number 5, I hired an interior designer when we built our house 3 years ago. So I did this knowing it was going to cost. So when we were saving up for our house, we put this in the budget. So we knew the cost and what it would be. But I knew from my experience, I am terrible at decorating and designing and figuring out a couch and like table and accessory. Like I'm just terrible at it. I am. So our old house, I spent so much money, kept redoing it. Like I would go to Pottery Barn. I'm like, oh, maybe these pillows would work here, or I need this lantern here. And I would like end up buying things to try to make our space look better. And it always just looked terrible because I'm not good at it. And I was like, you know what? If we're gonna build this house, I wanna do it right and do it for years and years and years and years and years. So if I'm happy with what they do, because they're a professional, then I don't have to go and buy all this crap to try to make it look and feel better. Like it's done, and it is an investment, but it will last years and years. And so we did it, and I'm telling you, we're 3 years in, and I don't want to change a thing, probably for another like 3 to 4 years. So I'm gonna say it was a solid 7 to 8 year investment. It feels good. And we, I don't know why I just thought about this, maybe because my kids spilt a bunch of food on the couch the other day, but we like got all the cushions and everything like Scotch guarded, because I was like, these couches have to last us for years and years and years and years. I'm not buying another one. And so all of it, we did it all, but it was way worth it. All right, some other people that I've talked to that they have different ways that they buy back their time. So just some ideas. Some people use a laundry service, and you can outsource home improvement projects like painting or floor installation. Some people use a dog walker. That's another way. Others I've heard use a personal assistant for like 3 to 5 hours a week at $25 an hour. And they go in and help with whatever the person needs, whether it's laundry or groceries, and they have someone do it, which I thought was great. Having someone do your taxes, that'll save you some time. Meal services and subscriptions, can help with cooking. If you're listening and thinking, wow, I could really use some time back, but I don't know how to prioritize all of this, those are just a couple of examples for you to think through, okay, what are areas of my life that are stressful? So ask yourself these questions. What is important in my life that I'm missing out on because I have to do this other stuff, right? Is it time with kids or working out? And if you have the financial bandwidth and margin to plug that in and outsource that stuff, that's helpful. Think about some high stress situations and think again, how can I outsource that if I have the bandwidth and my budget? What are areas in your life that you start to feel resentment towards? And even the last thing you can think about is that it's okay not to do it all. I know I felt this for a while. It's like, I have to do it all. And if I outsource that, it means I'm lazy or I'm, wasting money or like, oh my gosh. But after a while, once you kind of get into it, you're like, okay, it's okay to ask for help. You don't have to do everything yourself. And again, this is if you have the margin financially to do it, take advantage of it. It really is so helpful to have people help you in your life. All right, you guys, make sure to share this video with a friend who could use a little margin in their life. And again, I know it's a luxury, but when you're to the point that you have the bandwidth in your budget, it is worth it to get your time back. So remember to take control of your money and create a life you love.